I'm at Dana Point Harbor, and there's a nice breeze with my grandfather. It's really beautiful. I'm gonna walk around and check it out a little.
Beautiful color. That one is beige and black.
He gave up though. He gave up.
I think
decided
those
not to do
are
it.
Egrets.
Yeah.
Egrets, right?
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
So the fish is right there. The school.
Fish are under the water, in the
It
water.
looks black,
Yeah.
and they're waiting for the perfect
trying
moment.
to get it. Boy,
You think they're gonna dive and get one for us?
Maybe. He sure is a
Let's
pretty
count
color.
and see when it happens.
He's a pretty color, that beige. Wow. Now that's one of the fishing boats, commercial. See, they're pretty big. Dana Prize.
Called the boardroom.
And then see that other ship on the other side of the dock?
Yeah.
That goes to
Catalina.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be cool.
That goes to Catalina. That's the one place I've never been. I've been by it, going over to Hawaii, but I've never been to Catalina. And here it is, only 30 miles off the coast.
I've never been to Catalina either.
Well, you don't live here. Everybody that lives here has been there. Yeah, I can understand why Las Vegas people wouldn't go to Catalina Island.
But we've been to Coronado together. That's better than nothing.
That's right. What did we do? Let's
We
see.
walked around Coronado and then we went to the
lunch.
Ritz.
No, we went to the famous restaurant.
It's on the tip of my tongue. The Coronado Hotel.
Right.
And then it's this historical.
we split a lunch.
Yeah, we
Remember,
split
we had a
lunch.
salad and we split it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that many a times.
Yeah.
And see, that's the hotel. It's been there over 100 years.
Yeah.
And it burned down a couple times.
Because it's all wood.
The movie, Some Like It Hot,
Yeah.
was filmed there.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie a dozen times, maybe 24 times.
Yeah.
Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis.
Yeah.
They dress up like women because they can't get a job. So they dress in drag and they play in a girls' orchestra. You should watch it. It's
I
a good
will.
movie.
I will.
Some
pull
like
up
it
and
hot.
Find it.
No, I don't like that smell. The birds are gone. Where'd they go?
I think because the school of fish moved and they lost interest.
Oh.
So they decided
they're
to
over
go.
there.
Oh, I see them.
Yeah, they went way over there.
They're over there. They're waiting for somebody to drop fish. Right?
Yeah, waiting for the boats to come in, and the fishermen will throw bait at them
Yeah.
usually, and they feed them, and that's why they follow the ships in.
We used to walk on that jetty too.
Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the longer one comes from way up at the end of the harbor, that outer one. That's a long walk. John's Fish Market at Dana Point Harbor.
See, John's Fish Market.
And before it was here, in the early 1960s, I had a commercial fisherman's license, and my buddy, Black Bart, also. So we put out 200 lobster traps and baited them with mackerel and squid. And opening day, we pulled in 550 pounds of live lobsters, tied them in gunny sacks and kept them alive, brought them up to shore. I thought the boat was going to sink, we had so many. And the buyer was waiting on the shore for us, so we sold them to him for 88 cents a pound.
Oh my gosh.
But still, way back then, $500 was a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to ask him, is John here? No, he's not here. This is still the John that's been here for quite a while. Yeah. He's got a deep, deep voice. That goes into the DNA singer. This is his voice. And I wanted to hear him.
who would want to be out in the water over here? What? Saturday at the Dana Point Beach River. There's some little fish. Little bit of fish. Little tiny ones. There used to be so many crab crawling all over these rocks, and they got fished out for sure. Look at all these people. It's a beautiful day. So I found the spot where the hustle and bustle is. Everybody's over at that little cove swimming, if you can hear them. And it's really nice. You should take a look. I usually walk the jetty, but not a good day to do that. Not gonna do it. Can't imagine how much it costs to maintain a boat, to store it, and the maintenance. There's some orange fish down there. Do you see them? I see some. You see the orange? Hi, Hugh. Look, there's a dog. There's a dog right there. Poor doggy. Well, he's probably happy. He would have barked and yelped and everything if he was if that was an unhappy dog, we would have heard about it, right? It's a Saint Bernard, isn't it? Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of traffic. That dog is a wet dog. Hey, brah. It's so nice out here. Forgot to tell you I was coming here. Sorry. It was a last minute decision. I thought you were taking your nap or sleeping. We should see the beach. Look, everybody's over there at that cove. It's packed. Oh, it's pretty. Look for great white sharks right now? Are they out in this harbor? Do you know, for real? I didn't see it, but I saw these. There's these orange fish swimming around. They match my nail polish. Did you see it? There they are right there. See them? They're bright orange. I don't see a great white shark anywhere. You're bad. Those people swimming, everybody's around, bro. We saw a white shark. I'm here with Grandpa and he's hanging out while I'm walking around. That's why I can't be here too long, even though he's patient. He said take my time if I don't want to wait. But do you see the orange fish? See it? They're beautiful. This boat's going backwards. That's a trip, right? Watch, I'm going to trick you. Looks like they're going forward, not really. Look at the orange fish again. See it? Cool, right? Yeah, it's a mini one. I'll be back soon in Vegas to the return to the hell of heat. Heat is intense, man. I'd take humidity with heat over dry. I don't know why. Yeah, we're gonna come back here. Oh, and you gotta go with us. We're planning we're gonna talk about Catalina. Okay, have a good day at work, brah. Wow, that's a catamaran, right? Talk to you later, bro. That's a neat catamaran. It looks like that artwork from, you know, the artist. You have some of his stuff. What's his name? Well Research Rescue Safari. Do you ever want to wave to people and see if they're going to wave back? They're not waving back. Nope. Oh, they're coming right here. Wow. Here they come. They're gonna dock. Wow, look at that fake dolphin. That fake dolphin. Looks lifelike. That's a big, I need to back up. Back up. He's calling the feet. Whoa, look at that cigar boat.
On the dock!
They're on the dock.
We're done!
It's a beautiful.
Spring's on!
It's so big I can't get it in the video altogether. Oh, that was in for a landing.
What's that? Yeah.
Wow. Well, I better walk before they get off the boat, or there's going to be a crowd around me. Recent sightings of species.
Top of the cliff and throw them over the cliff, and they would get them and load them on the boats.
Wow.
It's a very interesting story if you live here, because it tells all about the history of Dana Point. Richard Henry Dana, the name is named after, and everything.
Catamaran pulled in and it has all these dolphins painted on it. It was beautiful.
A lot of activity here, that's for sure.
Those crows,
Yeah,
good
listen to those
God.
birds squawking.
They're so crazy. Wow, look, a parking spot.
Harbor and these benches, and the strangest looking boats came by. I couldn't figure out where they had come from or anything. They looked like Viking.
Really?
Yeah, they looked like they were maybe 500 years old. Old
Wow.
Viking boats, and there were half a dozen of them. And they must have been coming through up the coast or something. I never read about it, heard about them, but I saw them. It was something to see. I'd never seen anything like it in person.
It was just by chance you were there, and here comes some Viking.
Yeah, just happened to be there. But this is a nice walk, yes. And it's probably, I don't know, it might be maybe more than 2 miles if you did the whole loop. And you don't have to go back the same way. See, there's another walk there. You can go along one side and make the circle and come back the other side, which makes it more interesting.
Coming in for the night.
Usually they come in pretty early because the wind comes up, but today, see, there's hardly no wind. Usually the wind comes up early in the afternoon. Before this harbor was here, the waves, the swells were huge. They would come from the west, and they even called them the Dana the Danish Swells or something like that, and they were as tall as a house.
Wow.
They were as tall as that motel, 3 stories high.
Wow. Those are like Hawaiian.
And we would just float over the top of them with our little lobster boat. Yeah,
That's pretty neat, Grandpa.
Keith would say, "Don't look at them," because it scares you.
Yeah.
You look and you see this, 60, 80-foot swell coming at you.
Wow.
He says, "Don't even look at them. We'll just float over the top." When we would.
When I would swim and swells would be so big like that, I would go under.
Oh, when they break.
Yeah.
No, these weren't breaking. These were outside of the breakers.
Oh,
just swells.
so you could just go up and
Yeah,
down.
swells.
Yeah.
You couldn't take a boat in the breakers.
Yeah.
We would take a dinghy through the breakers real quick between sets to get to the boat that was anchored right out here before the harbor was built.
Wow.
We had a little dinghy that we would take out to get to the boat that was anchored, the lobster boat.
When was this harbor built?
In the mid-60s, 1965.
Wow.
And I don't know where they got all the rocks. I just don't know. Boulders they got. This is Doheny, very famous beach and
An
park.
aquarium.
Doheny again was a man.
I've never been to the aquarium. I didn't know they had an aquarium.
In here?
Yeah.
I didn't either.
Maybe it's new.
Yeah, I never heard of it here. It's out the other end, I think. Yeah, we called it the Pits. It was a horrible restaurant, Mexican restaurant.
Pits.
See this overpass here?
Yeah.
It's cost $1 million to put that in. Just a few years ago. They have elevators in it.
That's why I've never seen it.
Yeah, they have elevators for disabled people to take them up. They just put it in a few years ago.
Mm.
And then straight ahead of us, we'll go by it. There's a hotel there that Hieu and one of his girlfriends or acquaintance stayed at right here on the left, and they can walk right across to Doheny Beach. And they have a little tiny swimming pool, but a lousy restaurant. Terrible food. Terrible
Doubletree
service.
Hotel is what it's called. Doubletree.
Yeah,
Suites.
Doubletree. Terrible food. Those condos have a nice view. Those are condominiums.
Wow, imagine how much those cost.
Yeah. Now this is strange. Just a couple years ago, they tore down half of the overpass, the pedestrian overpass. This is where I used to come and walk. And I would go up the steps, across and down, and then walk, rest, and come back. It was over 200 steps. And the first time I did it, my legs were so sore I couldn't walk the next day.
Wow.
Just from going up and down those 200 steps. But now they tore down half of it. I don't know why. Nobody knows. And they put in a signal. They never used to have the signal.
That's weird.
And here's that another dumpy Mexican restaurant. I could ride up my bike any hill except this one and one over there at the end of the harbor. This I would have to slow down and about halfway up I'd have to get off my bike and walk it. We used to have a pier right here.
Really?
Yeah, a pier and an old classic restaurant and pool right on the beach.
Wow.
They tore down, put this dumb parking lot in. It was just gorgeous, and they had great big spotlights on the roof shining out to the breakers. And you
Wow.
can sit at the bar and watch the breakers break right up to the windshield of the restaurant, of the bar. They would splash against the windows. But after they tore it down, a few years later, they were sorry they tore it down. They should have preserved it. See how steep this road is.
This is the steepest road,
Yeah.
one of the steepest roads in Sacramento.
Yeah,
It's like San Francisco.
yeah, it's pretty steep.
What a view, though.
You can't ride a bike up it, that's for sure. But you can walk it. People walk it.
Wow, it has a view coming down, I bet.
Oh yes.
Wow, look at that view.
Yeah. Of course, it's not clear now.
It's smog foggy.
When it's like in the morning, the view is just spectacular.
Look at that house. It looks like a German cottage.
Yeah.
I remember that street to the T Street Beach. That was a killer. That was so steep.
That was a steep hill, wasn't it?
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yes.
That was so hard to carry all your beach stuff down.
Yep. Now there's a little park up here. We may have taken you to it when you were young. It's called Pines Park. The trouble with it is there's no restrooms. So people, I don't know what they do. They can't use it very long. They don't want you to stay more than an hour or two, I guess.
Wow.
But we used to come, and they have weddings there, and people have picnics.
Pines Park, city of Dana Point.
Yeah, Pines Park. Right on the bluff. And then right here, there's a spectacular walk. You can walk out there and the view on a clear day right there.
Here?
Yeah, see that?
Yeah.
There's a lookout there, a view.
And there's a bench.
Yeah, bench to sit. It's just spectacular. You're looking down on Beach Road and all the roofs of those houses.
Wow.